Good morning, guys. How you doing today? Real quick disclaimer walking into this, you're going to hear barking off and on because it's feeding time and everybody's excited, so I have some attention of some of the guys and girls. Hi, Buck Buck. Good morning. Hi, Jazzy. But yeah, so you're going to hear some, hi, Amar. But you're going to hear some dogs barking in the background. That's because they're just excited and they're waiting for their turn to eat.
And then there's Finn.
I want to give you, as quick as I can, a video follow-up to yesterday's kennel license inspection. First and foremost, I want to say congratulations to us. As always, we passed with flying colors. Basically, kennel license inspection has to do with them coming in, making sure all of our records are up to date, which they are. We actually organize and do an in-home health and wellness exam as well as vaccinations that are necessary and required about 2 weeks before the kennel license inspection. So the doctors come out and we basically give everybody their yearly checkups and up-to-dates on their rabies vaccines at that time frame. So you can't help but be up to date for everything. And then of course, then they do a quick walk around. They can sense with their eyes and their noses and everything, like if the dogs are happy, are they living in squalor, does it stink in here? And clearly everything's good to go. They did drop one little bomb on me, guys, and I've been thinking a lot about this. I asked a couple questions, and I've been thinking a lot about this, and I knew the day was coming. But basically, they have finally put a limit on how many we can have. And let me go into exactly why I feel this is. You know, over the last few years, they've asked me to keep it quiet. They've asked me to keep it private, no matter how many calls they got in from people around the country. And there have been people around the country saying, it's a hoarding case and all this. You know, they knew it was fine and they knew everything was up to date here. And how you doing, Hirsch? But they asked me to keep the total number down. Well, this year they finally said I could go ahead and do it. And I think part of that reason was because I think they kind of wanted to know themselves. And here's the thing. Before that, they could have what they call plausible deniability. It's like, oh, yeah, we have all his rabies certificates there, but there was more there than was said because he must have gotten some this year. So we don't know how many are actually there. So if anything were to actually happen to where, God forbid, something were to happen to me, something were to happen to this place, something were to happen where we go downhill unexpectedly, like something completely random and rare, and they were stuck with so many dogs, they could actually play I didn't know there was that many card, but I think understanding now that I've become public with it, as per your request, you know, the only reason I'm telling everybody exactly how many is because I'm inundated, you know, both with people that want to criticize as well as people that want to support, just because you're curious, some cases nosy, but everybody has to know how many we have. Well, I've given you that number, and I pray that it doesn't, Lolo, oh, we gotta wait for Lolo, he's gonna go on this thing for a minute. And I pray, you know, by giving you that number, it doesn't hurt any dogs in the future, which is also why I'm trying to get to Florida as quick as possible, where I have a bigger facility where I can handle much more. Tinkerbell, what are you doing?
Wally.
Settle down, babies. Settle down.
Finn.
So, you know, I want to get to a larger facility. Finn, you have to get down because you get too territorial.
Come here, Finn.
So I want to get to a larger facility with a much larger property. We can do more buildings. I can have a larger staff. You know, that's what this is all about, so that I can help more. And at that point, we will be doing rescues as well. We'll be helping other rescue organizations triage their dogs and possibly help them store them almost like a gigantic foster until they can get them adopted, in addition to having a sanctuary itself. But as for right now, unfortunately, because of this, and like I said, it's definitely due to the number now being public, we've been capped off. Now, we've said in numerous places that we are at 95. We're actually at 93. I do have 2 more coming in, 2 adorable additions within the next week, by next weekend, I should say. But at that point, that becomes it. Now, I will say this, and I hope I'm not stepping on my own toes or animal control toes. If there's an extreme situation where it's a life or death situation, I will take in a dog. But it's literally, there's no more. You can't send me any more posts because I'm going to just say, hey, I can't do anything. You can't sit there and tell me, hey, my dad died. I need you to take care of my dogs. Hey, I'm out of my luck. I'm living out of my car or something. I can't take care of my dogs. Can you take care of my dogs? I'm Jazz. No, don't you. Look at you getting feisty back. Go ahead, girl. Don't take no shit, Gracie. Sorry.
Really?
So yeah, I am officially at capacity, as I say. And like I said, she actually was very very like almost sad to tell me like I got some bad news for you, but I completely understand it. And to be quite honest with you guys, hi Princess Honey. I'm actually kind of relieved. I started this mission just so you guys know. I had no clue how many, had no intention of getting this many, but I made this one promise here, and that was that every dog that came and lived here was my first priority. So I want to help others. I want to help other rescues. I want to help other people. I want to help your dogs with our food products and so forth. But these guys are my number one priority, and it's to make them have the happiest life that they can possibly have anywhere else. And along the way as we've grown, I'm going to give you a little bit more background. I've gotten criticized, again, hoarding case without anybody being here, simply because the number does not dictate a hoarding case. It's the conditions, it's the amount of love, okay? It's the way the dogs are cared for and their health, okay? Which we have excelled at every one of these. And you're absolutely right. I've gotten this one big criticism that has beaten me up in my own mind from the start was simply this, and that's how can you possibly give them all the attention they desire, that they need and that they require? And the answer to that, while I can give them all attention every single day, is you're absolutely right, I cannot. But what you're forgetting is it's not just me. I have grown a staff here. Sorry, Jazzy, you can't be a dick.
Stop.
I've grown a staff here that has come along with me that is very attentive to the dogs, that supports my mission and shares the same viewpoints I do. And they give the dogs, in addition to me, as much love and attention as they deserve. And then I get to sit back because I am very good at observing, and I can see which dogs are, even with all the staff loving on them, which dogs are actually not getting the attention. And those are the ones I make sure get it, because I know the dogs better than anybody. I know their names. Connie's very good at this too. Perfect example is like we set the front room up for Jaws so that he's, hi Maya, so that he's no longer in a playpen. He's got a room to himself, but he is lonely in there. And we keep Buster and a couple of the other older ones in there from time to time because they're so sedentary and they're so delicate. And Connie will sit in there for hours and do her paintings, and she knows like Buster and Jaws more intimately than I ever could. So there's a balance here. It's not just me taking care of these dogs and giving them the love and attention they desire and deserve. It's a group effort. So, and we're slowly getting more and more climbing on me. Chi, you're a trooper. But yeah, so long story short is that, as we've grown, even though we excel at everything, and so it's through a lot of effort and hard work and coordination through a lot of people, animal control has just said basically, and again, for what I'm assuming is reasons that I just mentioned to you, like, hey, God forbid, we're just playing it safe. If anything were to happen, we have to err on the side of caution. That what do we do in this situation if for some reason he can't handle the dogs? How do we handle them? So that, like I said, they've capped it. Now I can be extremely public, but you're not, unfortunately, hi, Pep. You're not going to get to see too many terribly new misfits coming through here. So we will direct people as best we can, if you need a dog, to looking towards
Guys,
like
you're
other
bumping into me.
rescues and so
Stop.
forth. But I will not be taking any dogs in whatsoever from anybody, with an exception of another rescue coming to me in a dire need situation that the dog has no other option but to come to here or is going to be put down. And I will reserve, that decision based off of mine and that rescue that I am actually, there's somebody I work with. It's not just some random rescue either. It's got to be somebody I already work with and I trust and I know their opinions and they trust and respect our mission here. So, one more time, long story short, these faces are the ones you're going to get to see for a very long time coming. And when we get to Florida, we're going to have a whole new, I can't even begin to explain just exactly what I'm going to be doing with this, but it's going to be monumental. And I'm going to try to figure out a way that we can do this on a much larger scale, okay, to help so many more. But yeah, for now, the island is closed. I'm just kidding. No, the island is, it's at capacity. And like I said, more than anything, I'm kind of relieved because I feel so obligated every time I get an email, every time I get a post, every time I get tagged in a post, every time I get tagged in a comment. Like I've so many times I thought about taking my personal Facebook page and just eliminating it because I've added so many people that are fans of the page that are not technically friends from my real life, but they've become friends through social media, and they think that's okay at that point to tag me in every single thing that they find. Okay, well it's not okay because it makes me feel guilty and I feel horrible trying to do it.
Sorry for the
I know, I'm watching,
bumpiness.
they're having a blast. So I'm kind of relieved that I can honestly say no without any guilt on my shoulders. Because in the past I've said if I've had to say no, I feel bad because I'm like, well, I mean we do have room. What if I don't help? What's going to happen to that dog? Now I actually have to say that. She's humping her Loki.
Yeah.
I can actually say that I have to do this from a legal standpoint and from a professional standpoint. So for those of you that like to criticize me, you can be happy knowing that there won't be any more. This is not a hoarding case, nor will it grow any further out of control.
For now.
For now, right? We'll find ways around this, guys. Trust me.
Just kidding.
Yeah, and the way around it, like I said, is to make the move, which probably won't be till next year sometime at the earliest. Because I want to do it once, I want to do it right, and then I want to set a prototype. I want to set basically one that we can model after over and over and over again. So, thank you guys so much. You do know I really had this rehearsed in my head very well, and this is all one take, even though it's in two parts because the camera's not working. I did have this rehearsed in my head, but you can see there's just absolutely no way to keep a train of thought. Hi, Loki. Squirrels. So, kennel license is a success. We're officially at 93 right now. By the end of next week, we'll be at 95. Two adorable additions. I can't wait to introduce you guys to. Mocha, baby girl. And then we're just going to sit back and focus on giving these guys the best life they possibly can have. I can't talk. Giving them the best life they can and focusing on getting these health products out there and maybe start doing some advertising and so forth to where we can do this on a larger scale. Because what it takes more than anything, guys, as you know, is money. I'm not going to ask you for money. I don't want to ask for your money. Those that have donated it out of the goodness of their heart, I greatly appreciate it. You're so generous. But I feel like I want to earn my own way in this world, and I want to help others while I do it. So that's also why I have not started the GoFundMe. I know there's other companies out there that have started GoFundMes in an effort to try to build their sanctuaries. I figure I've got something here that everybody's going to model after, and you know, imitation is the greatest form of flattery. And I'm going to, I want to do it once. I want to do it right. I don't want to fail at it, and it's on such a grand scale that I have to dot every I and cross every T to do it. So,
You're rambling.
So right now we're gonna focus on the dogs here and on the products here and try to bring enough money into this place that we can do a much larger expansion in a year or two down the road. So thank you. Talk to you later.